Hey everyone, this is Justin from the Rap Institute. I'm with Eric Garvez from Mobile Tech RX. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to do a price quote with your app, which is super cool. And we did a separate video explaining kind of the idea behind your company and all that. So definitely check out this video. But in this one, we're going to price a PPF job for a client. And you're going to see how easy this is with the app. So first and foremost, we get the car from the client. And ideally, you want the client showing up at your shop. But you could also do this remote as well.
Correct.
So if you did a remote, you'd basically just maybe get the VIN number from the client by phone, or they could just tell you the make and model. But if the client shows up with the car, what's the first step you do?
So we try to make everything friendly to have the customer over your shoulder too.
Sure.
So first thing that I would do is go in here and create a new estimate.
Okay.
You're going to put in the client's information.
Sure.
Or if they're a repeat customer, they're all going to show up on your list.
Nice.
So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to scan the VIN.
And so this is not something with your app, you're really encouraging the client to be part of the process.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to help your sell when they see you working on a tablet and they're sitting here seeing their actual vehicle and a picture of their car come up as well.
Nice.
This is a nice presentation, a good way to make you look different than your competitors.
Cool.
So once I've got the vehicle info in here, I'm going to jump into the services.
And you have lots of services, but we can definitely do PPF. So you have different types of services.
So we have a whole bunch of different service modules for anybody in the auto, cosmetic, reconditioning industry.
Sure.
So for PPF, we're going to jump in here. We've got our prices loaded based on the kind of package that they're going to want.
Nice. So you have partial to full.
Correct.
Which is great. So I think what I like about it is very visual. The clients, it's not like you're just kind of, and the thing is, what's cool about this app is normally you're talking to the person, you're trying to explain what they're going to get, but here they can really visualize it and kind of integrate.
Exactly. So when you say track package, they may be like, oh, what is that? So you're able to actually show them, like, the blue areas is where we're going to be covering, and here's a list of the actual panels.
Nice.
If you were going to have to do something separate, like an add-on, you could even go in here individually and choose panels as well.
Okay, that's cool. So let's say I wanted a track package.
So we'll select the track package.
Okay.
And then if you want to attach, the brand and the materials that you're going to be using, you can go in here in just a couple clicks. You've got that added. You can even keep track of roll number and the thickness and whatever else you may need in case you need to reference this later.
Oh, nice. Okay. And this is all information the client's going to get as well.
Correct.
Nice. And then you can also, so just keep in mind that this stuff is, you can cater the pricing to you. So you're going to get all the brands, let's say PPF that you work with, you put in your own pricing, so it's automatically calculating square footage and all that kind of stuff for you, which is cool.
Yeah. So if I'm going to go in here, you can even add in notes. If I want to quickly say I'm removing old film and I'm doing wrapping edges where possible.
Nice.
So we're trying to just speed up the process as quick as we can.
And what I like about that too is it's creating the communication within your wrap shop. So now the installer, what if you get this job and they cut it to the edge when they're supposed to wrap around? So now this is kind of creating that integration with the shop.
We've also got some ways for you to, things that you may have included previously in your job that you probably should be itemizing out.
Okay.
For example, if we needed to R&I the side mirror and the handles, we can jump in and have these times built in for us, specific to this vehicle as well.
Okay. So this is also, you're doing add-on, labor pricing is a big one. So you're really kind of adding that on. So you're this is not just material job, this is material labor marking up. So it's
all based on your local labor rate.
Nice, super cool. And then what happens, this is the cool one that I think is the pre-inspection, which is super cool.
Oh yeah, I actually noticed on this vehicle, on this rim up here, it's got a little curb rash on it.
Okay.
And so you don't want to be liable for that if the customer picks it back up.
Sure.
So we've got all of these pre-labeled pictures for the interior, the exterior, the wheels. So if I want to go in here and take a picture specifically of this left wheel, and then in addition to that, notate what's going on. So I could go in here and circle up this curb rash up in the corner, and I can even notate it. We've got pre-labeled notes. It'll timestamp this so that if anything ever does come up, you'll be able to go back and say, like, these pictures were taken and notated right when you dropped it off.
Which I like, and what I've seen in some shops is they have security cameras up and they have to go back and find the footage, and the customer says, you did this to my car when. This is much, much more streamlined, which is cool. What about, can you do this also with paint? Like, let's say if you have a scratch on a fender, how would you, or swirl marks or anything like that, can you integrate all that kind of damage?
Yeah, you can just go in here and we can say left fender,
So you got the fender, you got missing paint, all that kind of stuff, and you know, OEM or not OEM. So you have, the thing is, if it's not in the index, you can actually add it as well, which is cool. So you're getting this really cool. I mean, for me, gets me excited because I always been big about pre-inspections. This is pre-inspections on steroids. It's really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
So once you do that, so now you got the job for the PPF. You figured out your labor hours. You have your pre-inspection. What else can you do with that?
So if you have any add-ons that you have at your shop that you want to attached to the estimate, this could be really handy. We were talking about adding, a skid plate, for example. Okay. So you can build in your list of, line items as well, and have these at your disposal attached to the estimate.
Nice, nice. So again, but the thing is, keep in mind this is a very simple, straightforward demo of how your app works because you've integrated in terms of workflow, all this kind of stuff. You can actually, also, dense, all that kind of. So this is actually a giant system, but it's super easy to use and it's very clear and easy. I mean, for me, if I'm a customer and I don't know much about it, I look at this and I see a car, I see all this stuff, and for me, it just seems very easy. It's not complicated. But what you're doing is you're upselling too, which is super cool stuff.
Yep, you're upselling, you're building confidence. So the two of those together, you're gonna have higher estimates that you're gonna get more of those estimates converted into paying jobs as well.
Which is really cool. So then once you come up with the estimate, and again, if you're doing this real time, how long realistically from start to finish, like we come here, you get the VIN number, you show the client the package, you do all this kind of stuff. Realistically, we're talking 2 or 3 minutes.
Max.
And then you give them a price of $39.05. Not like, I think $3,500. You're giving the price of $39.05, and that's actually, you feel as a shop owner, you're gonna make money on this job.
Yeah, and it's hard for them to argue if they're seeing a price down to the penny that a tablet is spitting out or your phone is spitting out.
Sure.
Rather than just like
so they trust this maybe more than they trust, which is cool.
Absolutely.
So then once you come up with the price and the client looks at it, what's next?
So at this point, if you want, you're likely going to want to send this to them, and so we've got the capability. If you have a AirPrint printer, you can shoot it out and hand them a piece of paper, or you can go in here and email it to them.
Nice.
And so I'm using this example of a client that was an existing client, so we've got saved emails already. We've got the option to go in here and attach, the photos if we want. We could choose to keep that internal for our reference, or you could say I'm, attaching the photos to the estimate as well. And so, tap of a button, email sent. You get a copy as well to kind of verify that it was sent through, time-stamped. And from here, we've essentially created an estimate, but the software is pretty robust. You can turn it into a work order, you can invoice it, you can manage how much your technicians are billing, how much you owe them.
Right.
I mean, a complete business management tool. So we're just scratching the surface.
And what I like about this too, the last feature that I want to point out, because again, this is really important for a lot of wrap shops, is that you can actually send alerts to the client that you can say, come back within a month, let's do a checkup. But you can also say, hey, if you liked our service, go to Google, give us a good review and stuff like that. So this is actually really thinking about getting the client back in time, getting that customer service. So this is just a giant overall flow. But again, it flows because you have your feet in the industry. You've been in this industry for a long time. You know what's missing. You're not just a tech person who's just building an app who thinks it's cool. This is very functional, and you can see it, and you can feel it, which is cool. Awesome stuff. So again, now with Mobile Tech RX, you're going to basically be able to get this, scan the VIN number with the client in person, go through them and get a very clean, tight invoice that actually is getting you that upsell within 2 to 3 minutes, which is super awesome. And what is the pricing generally? You get first 30 days free, or how's it?
You get a 30-day free trial, no credit card required. Go to mobiletechrx.com, download the app on your Android or Apple device, phone or tablet.
Nice.
You can log into multiple devices at multiple times.
Wow, super cool.
And if you like it, throw a credit card on file. The pricing ranges based on your single operator going to 100-person shop. It kind of depends on how many users you have and what features you want.
Nice.
Pricing starts as low as $65 a month.
Nice. Yeah. And so again, look for more and more features as they get into the more PPF and color change vinyl world. But again, this is something that if you're into PPF and color change vinyl, this app for me, it gets me super excited because you get that super clean price. So when you're wrapping, you don't feel like you're wrapping for free. You feel like you're making for profit. So super cool stuff. So thank you, Eric, for being here. And I hope you enjoyed this overview of their product and how it works. Thanks for watching. Justin Pate.